In this assignment, we will learn some details about the noise floor requirement. Sometimes, you can get a bit stricter noise floor requirements than ACX in your professional work. The ACX noise floor requirement is below -60 dB RMS. However, if you are working directly with a publisher or a production house, you may get a much lower requirement, like -72. You can see an email on the screen that one of my clients got from a production house. Their requirement for the noise floor is -72 dB in the final processed audio. You may need to use third-party plugins to achieve such stricter requirements. Some noise reduction plugins can significantly reduce noise without altering the voice quality. We will learn about when to look for such plugins. In my opinion, the best two plugins for noise reduction in the current market are Waves Clarity VX and Supertone Clear. These plugins use advanced AI engines to detect and remove noise. However, you should not be too excited upon hearing that. AI engines basically mean they are trained with lots of data and perform better than the regular noise reduction plugins. However, it may or may not suit your use case. I will explain about them a bit later, and you will understand what to do. There are other AI-based noise reduction plugins too, but in my opinion, these two perform better. If you know about other AI-based plugins, you can let me know and I will perform some tests on those. I want you to understand one thing very well. If you are into audiobooks or professional voiceover, you must take care of background noise before recording. The noise floor in your final audio should pass the ACX check with a very minimal noise reduction. You should understand one fundamental thing about noise floor. If the recording volume is low, the noise floor is low at that time. But if you increase the volume of the audio, the noise floor increases. That means recording in a lower gain actually does not result in a lower noise floor. It depends on the signal-to-noise ratio. If your environment has significant noise, that will be picked up in your recording. Using a lower gain during recording, you cannot avoid that noise. Let me show an example of that. The recording you see on the screen is a raw recording. It has not yet been processed or edited. However, the audio recording level is far from the ideal level. If I play it, you will see that it is hardly touching -24 dB. Ideally, the recording level should cross -12 dB or be around that. This audio was recorded with a lower gain, so the recording level was lower. If the user of this recording checks the noise floor, it will be very low. We can do that using ACX check. The noise floor is -81, which meets the ACX requirements. But that is giving a false idea of the actual noise floor of this recording. If I increase the volume level of this recording, the noise floor will also increase. For example, if I normalize this recording to -3 dB, the volume level will increase, and hence the noise floor will increase. I will go to the normalize effect. If you have done my previous assignments, you should know when the normalize will increase or decrease volume. I will normalize to -3 dB. You can already see the waveform grew in height, meaning the volume level increased. If I check the ACX values, you will see the noise floor increased. The noise floor is now -68 dB, which was previously -81. After normalizing, the noise floor increased by 13 dB. This audio is not fully processed yet. For fully processed audio, the noise floor may become higher. I will undo the changes and get back to the raw recording to make that point. I will use one of my macros to process this audio. You should have access to the macros as you enrolled in this program. I will use Clear Vocal Improve, which takes care of everything except noise reduction. After applying the macro, the waveform looks balanced. I will go to the ACX check to see the current standings. After the processing, the noise floor became -66 dB. That means this audio passes the ACX noise floor check after that kind of processing. If I recap our experience with this recording, then you will understand when you can be sure about the noise floor. First, we checked the noise floor in the raw recording, which was -81 dB. But we cannot say if this noise floor is okay or not okay, as this was in the raw recording. After processing, the noise floor became -66 dB. Now we can say that the noise floor is okay, because the noise floor passed the ACX check in the processed recording. We can also say that this recording was made in an ideal recording environment, as the noise floor passes even without noise reduction. But you may not have such a perfect recording space like this. Your noise level may be higher. In that case, you have to make sure you do not need more than 9 dB noise reduction after processing. I will show another recording demo that was recorded in not such an ideal quiet space. This recording had a better input level during recording. If you compare the recording meter level with the first recording, the input level is more than it was in the first recording we saw. It is a raw recording, and if we go to ACX check, the noise floor will pass for now. You can see that it is now -63 dB, which passes the ACX check. However, the volume level of this audio needs to increase, and the noise floor matters with the increased volume. Like before, I will apply a -3 dB normalization to increase the volume level. The actual fix for volume level is the compression sandwich that I taught you in an earlier assignment. I am showing the general idea behind the noise floor in this video. I will go to the ACX check. After normalization, the noise floor fails. I will need at least 5 dB noise reduction just to get past the ACX requirement. That is not too bad. If I had to reduce noise by more than 9 dB to get the pass ACX noise floor, then the recording environment needs a fix. You may wonder at this point, if the recording environment should have a lower noise floor, what the purpose of these noise reduction plugins I showed at the start is. One of the major purposes of these plugins is to make quite bad audio a bit better so that it becomes bearable. But a bad recording will not become perfect using any of these or any other plugins. For audiobook or professional voiceover, your purpose cannot be to get just usable audio. It has to be top quality. These plugins can help preserve the quality of the audio and reduce noise significantly. If you have to use any of these plugins, your audio recording already has to be top quality. You will use these only to get a lower noise floor. Let me show you one of the examples. The recording you see on the screen has already been processed without any noise reduction. I will check the recording through the ACX check. After processing, the peak and RMS levels is okay. The noise floor has failed with a small margin for ACX. However, if I had to submit to a production house where the noise floor should be -72, I have to do a 13 dB noise reduction. That much reduction can introduce harshness. A better approach would be to use one of the external plugins I recommend at the start of this video. I will use one of the plugins and check the audio quality. I will make a duplicate of the track. Later, we will compare the audio quality before and after noise reduction. I will add that plugin to the second track. I will use real-time effects to apply the plugin. I could have used the plugin as a regular effect, but I am just showing you another way of using it. I will use the Supertone Clear plugin. Supertone Clear effect has been added, and I have to click on the name to see the configuration window. Supertone Clear has 3 things to configure: ambience, voice, and reverb. For this assignment we will mainly focus on ambience. Ambience is the background noise. We can play the audio and adjust it in real time. Real-time effect has this benefit. I will decrease the ambience by adjusting the knob. How much decrease I am doing is visible here. However, this decrease is not as straightforward as we saw with other noise reduction effects. I will keep the voice and reverb noise as it is. I will apply the settings and the background noise will be reduced. Applying real-time effects is a bit tricky. From the mix menu, you have to render the track. I will click Mix and Render. It will take some time to apply the effect. The effect is applied and the volume has been adjusted. I will readjust the volume level though normalize. The top track has a peak of -3 dB, so I will normalize it to -3 dB to have the same peak. Normalization is done and we can check the noise floor now. We already checked the noise floor of the top track before. It is -59 dB. Let's check the noise floor for the bottom track. The noise floor is now -74. We can achieve a stricter noise floor requirement in this way, but what about the audio quality? Let's listen and compare between the tracks. Please note that the top track is without any noise reduction.
Audacity is a free audio recording and editing software. Audacity is a free audio recording and editing software, and I recommend to use Audacity as a early software. I recommend using Audacity as the first software. If you are new to audio editing and recording, I recommend using Audacity. Though Audacity may not be stable as other paid audio editing software, but it is a good software to start with.
I feel the audio quality of both tracks is the same. There is no noticeable difference in quality between the two tracks. But the bottom track has a lower noise floor. If you want to check how this plugin will work on your voice, you can download the trial version. In fact, both this and Waves Clarity VX has a trial version. You can check how those plugins perform with your voice recording. Using these plugins is not mandatory to achieve the desired noise floor. As you participated in the program, I want you to know where to look if you want to go beyond Audacity. Today's assignment will be to find the noise reduction amount to achieve -72 dB noise floor. I will give the assignment details in the email.